I was just at a conference just this last weekend, and I heard something that I thought, wow, am I in a Tony Robbins seminar? Because I've gone to those as well. I love to go to a whole mix of things. Biblical conferences, regular business conferences. I like to put it all together, filter it through the Word, see what fits, see what doesn't fit. And here I am at this conference, and they're saying, hey, where your focus goes is where you're going to see results. They said this over and over again, several times, and I thought, am I at Tony Robbins seminar right now? Because when I went there, you know what he says? For those of you who have followed some of his teachings, where focus goes, energy flows, right? That's how it is. And you know what? All of this, believe it or not, it's biblical. What it is that you're focusing on. In Philippians chapter 4, for instance, it tells us, don't be anxious for everything, but instead be praying, taking everything to God. And then it goes on to tell us how to not have our minds driving us crazy. Focus on that which is good and noble and pure and full of value. All of those things, he says, set your mind on those things. When you're setting your mind on those things, you don't have time to be worrying about everything else, because you're going to place your energy wherever your focus is going. Now, I want to look at a little passage today that's in Philippians chapter 3, one of my favorite verses. And the Apostle Paul says, I focus on this one thing, forgetting the past, looking forward to what lies ahead. I press on to reach the end of the race and to receive the heavenly prize for which God, through Christ Jesus, is calling us. Now, notice the process here. It says the first thing is forget the past. What you did before, how you failed, how you didn't come through, the mistakes you made, that's in the past. Learn from it, okay? Well, remember it only in the sense that that's what I did then, this is what I learned, and now this is what I'm going to do differently. But we don't focus on the past. So, for instance, we go into that game today, and if we're focusing on the fact that last time we couldn't get the ball down the court, last time we couldn't score, last time we couldn't stop them coming down the court, and if we say to ourselves that that reality from before is what's going to be today, the past will be repeated. And maybe you've seen that in your life over and over again, seemingly having the same issues, same failures, same shortcomings, the same story over and over again. He says, hey, don't be focusing on the past. The past is not today unless you choose it to be that. He says, instead, forget it. Look forward to what lies ahead. What is the task ahead? When Kobe was coming towards the end of the game, all he knew was that, hey, I got to score. I'm going to make this move. I'm going to score. I picture it. I know that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm going towards. That's where all my focus is. I'm not worried about the player that's defending me. I'm not worried about the fact that maybe one other time I didn't make this shot at the end of the game. No, that's all on the side. Living in the moment, that mentality of focus, right? So press on to reach the end and receive what? The heavenly prize. This is another thing that I learned over the weekend. And that is that they were saying that part of the focus of those who are believers, like hopefully you are, is that what did Jesus tell us? We have a great commission. We're supposed to be sharing the gospel, sharing it with people, teaching everything to people and what Jesus said, sharing his words, helping the people to be saved, to know him, and to live for him, and to spread that message throughout the world. That's where the focus is supposed to be. So what does the evil one do? The evil one comes into our Christian circles and starts changing our focus away from the Great Commission onto ourselves. How do I deal with my family issues? How do I deal with my financial issues? How do I deal with my anxiety issues? How do I, get better relationships? How do I, everything about me, and off of the focus, which is supposed to be the Great Commission, which is sharing that truth with everyone else. We don't have time for that. All our energy is going into trying to survive spiritually and emotionally ourselves, and the whole focus has gone there. Don't we see that this has been the tactic of the evil one to get us totally off track? You want to find your real purpose in life? You want to find real satisfaction? You want to find real peace? then step into the moment of what God has created you for and why he put you on this earth, and start to fulfill and go after that prize before the time has come when our life is done.